We'd like to dedicate this next number to all of the children in the world who may or may not have had the opportunity to meet someone as sweet as Sadie. In a world like today, it's a rare occasion to be able to find young mothers like the ones that were around when I grew up. But they live on in memory to quite a few of us. This song is dedicated to those who cherish that sweet memory.
Hold on now, my brothers, spinners. Ladies and gentlemen, got to turn off my voice recognition because I'm going to play me some Sadie. I don't care what nobody say. Hold on now. Hold on now.
In a world,
Felipe! Hold on. The brother can sing, y'all. Okay? The late, great. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen and ladies and gents. This is going to be playing in my background. As a matter of fact, there was a version of this that I saw earlier today because I do this from time to time. And this is Sadie. Okay, and y'all, if y'all don't know nothing about Sadie, out of all the people who did this song besides the Spinners, R. Kelly, that fool can sing. I don't care what nobody say. R. Kelly, that fool can sing. Okay, and he did that song Justice. Okay, you heard what I said. I said justice. Anyway, uh, yeah, that's the way Medea says it. Can't stand Medea, but she can. You're gonna learn that something today. She does okay on certain things. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about. Like I told you, I'm gonna let Felipe and Spinners be in my background because this was my favorite group as a child. Spinners, Four Tops. Um, let's see, Spinners, Four Tops. Dang it, I can't think of the other one. There was one more that I listened to besides the Four Tops, and they were in the same. These groups competed with each other. They put them in the same genre, the Four Tops, the Spinners, and I don't know why I can't think of the other one because it was similar to the Four Tops. Anyway, that's who I listened to all the time. And Sadie, and now as a kid, I really didn't get to listen to Sadie all the time. I could barely find the song because back then they didn't just play songs on the radio like they were supposed to. It's payola. And so if you didn't have the album or the LP or the 45 at your home or the 33, then you were SOL. Oh, for crying out loud, what does SOL stand for? Don't worry about it, okay? It's about being lucky. That's all SOL. I thought you didn't believe it. I don't. Okay, that's why it's SOL. All right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, they're getting ready to go to sleep. We have some things to talk about. Like I said, I'm going to let them play in my background. But what I'm going to do is, while I'm talking, we're going to let this
in a world like
particular
today, it's a
video
rare
play.
occasion to be able to see young mothers like the
Because
ones that were around when I grew up.
when I saw
But
this
they
this
live
morning,
on in
it's the
memory
first one I
to
clicked
quite
on.
a few of us.
It reminded
And
me of
this
my own
song is
mother,
dedicated to those who cherish
which is why
that
this song
memory.
was put together in the first place, so that you could hold on to those memories.
Early one Sunday
Sunday
morning,
morning.
breakfast was on the table.
Listening to this song, I can remember my mother laughing.
There was no
I can remember.
time
See,
to
there's this thing
be.
that
She
there are
said
times
to
when we don't want to
me,
laugh.
boy,
And in our
hurry
family, if
to
we didn't want to laugh, we
Sunday
tried so hard
school,
not to laugh, and that made it even funnier.
filled with
Well,
the
that was my mother, and that was
Lord of
me.
glory.
Okay, and I can remember
We
that. Well,
learned the
exactly.
whole
See,
story.
let me ask you a question. If people believe
She'll
that
always
their
have
loved ones
her
went to heaven,
dreams,
why do they ask them to rest
despite
in
the
peace?
things this troubled
Why
world
do they
can
do that?
bring. Oh, say,
Why do they try to wake them up by going to
don't you
waste?
know we love you, sweet
We all know that
Sadie?
they're just dead.
Place no one above you,
We all know
sweet Sadie.
all of the Sadies of this world.
Living in the past. Sometimes it seems so funny, no money will turn your life around.
I need y'all to wake up.
Sweeter than cotton candy.
Did you hear him? Sweeter than cotton candy.
Stronger than Papa's old brandy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
always that needed smile.
Needed smile.
Once in a while,
she would break down and cry.
She would break down.
Now you know
and
that
cry.
was the most hurtful
Sometimes
thing.
she'd be
watching my
so
mother cry.
happy.
I saw my mother cry when my father died. She tried to hide it, but I saw her.
Standing
I saw her cry when my grandmother died, and
time,
she couldn't stop. I mean, that was horrible. Watching her go through that.
Just a
We were kids.
song.
We didn't know what to say to her, what to do for her. Then, when she realized that she could not just make me do something anymore, right about the age of 14, she cried. And she didn't cry because she couldn't make me do something. Because she knew all she had to do was ask. But when she couldn't threaten with being whipped or anything like that, when that stuff didn't work anymore, she cried. She didn't cry because it couldn't happen anymore. She cried for me. I kind of realized it then, but I realized it more as I grew up because she was recognizing how stubborn I was. She was trying to tell me that it was a mean world and I was going to have to work this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to tell you guys some stuff and this is going to cause me some problems. Because you better believe they don't want y'all to know about what we're about to discuss. But you all need to know this. And I want y'all to hold on to this song right here. Ever since I heard this song this morning, I wasn't going to do this video. Now I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. Been behind this computer since right about 6. Ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to understand. I have not been away from being behind this computer. I haven't done any work outside. I haven't done anything other than sit behind this computer and work on these individuals. Program. We just set up there, proofreading your documents and adding things that are necessary for auto.
Let me just try one more time and say
because we have to add the information.
She tried to love us that much more.
Just throw some document together and say, okay, there you go. We put a document in front of you, Mr. Court. Now give me what I want. I need y'all to follow me. We're not going to go much further than this, but I just wanted to play this song and I wanted to play
sometimes
the
I feel so alone, but I know that I gotta go on.
There are people out there who know exactly why I'm playing.
I know it's gonna be hard
exactly what emotions this brings them. And I've seen this image right here so many times, and I'm not talking about seeing this exact image. I'm talking about seeing the image, just different characters. Ladies and gentlemen, all I can tell you is I like what this person did in putting this together. And putting the spinners together. Ladies and gentlemen, this was done all right. And I like it. And we're going, you know what, young lady? We're going to keep you right there. Now, I'm going to make her smaller and everything because we got to talk. I got to switch. But I just want you all to know, more than you could possibly know, that I know that there are people out there who understand this song, who understand exactly what went on just now. I know they get it. I know some of you don't get it. Some of you think you get it. And I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If you thought you got it, don't worry about it. All right, we got a couple of things we need to talk about. We're going to go, I think it's here, but it may not be this one. No, that one isn't already pulled up. Universal credit. No, I don't want to talk about nobody's universal credit. Ladies and gentlemen, what I typed in here the other day was how to carry forward a bad debt tax deduction. Remember I told you all about, oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Those of you who got friends, tell them 10 minutes. Tell them the 10-minute mark. coming to this video. Yeah, because a lot of people don't like that prelude talking that I do. No, it's not a Honda. I said prelude, in, as in word, not as in no vehicle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I told you all about IRS tax topic 453. I said, hey, IRS tax topic 453 tells you that if you have a bad debt, and it tells you the different type of bad debts you can have, then you can write that junk off as a deduction. But then at the very bottom, it says the deduction can only be claimed in a year in which the deduction occurred. Hold on now. I told you, wait a minute, there's one way around that. Now, I'd never read this junk before. I just understood it. Just understand this. I don't study this stuff. I just understand it. To me, it makes perfect sense. To some of you, you won't get it. There's nothing special about me. Again, I just get it. Okay, that's all it is. I just get it. Some people, man, there are some people you can put a video game in front of them, and in less than 20 minutes they got the whole game figured out, and they're already at the 28,000 level, telling you, "Oh man, this was easy. I need a more challenging game." Then you got people out there, you put a hammer in their hand, and they can sit up there and build an entire neighborhood without any design, and it will pass code. I'm not the only guy out there who just knows things without ever having studied it. I told you I'm not the tax guy, but I understand the logic behind taxes. So I told you the way you get around the exception about only being able to claim the tax deduction in the year in which it was created, which is why so many people lose a whole lot because they don't carry it forward. Any deduction that you didn't carry forward that you thought you lost, go back and carry that junk forward all the way to the present day. Yes, you can do that. You can go. Wait, they say you can only go back 7 years. You can go back 100 years. You just bring it back to 7 years ago, and once you document it as bringing it back to 7 years ago, you bring it forward to the current year, and then you write that junk off as a credit. Now, I need you all to do me a favor. One of these is a bankruptcy case, and I haven't gone to this since we first pulled it up, but this is what I put in here. How to carry forward a bad debt tax deduction, comma, USA, because I have a VPN. VPN. Okay, because I have a VPN, I had to do some things. So, nope, that ain't it. Let's see. I don't want how to, I don't want legal Zoom. There's one that talks about the bankruptcy court, and it isn't Forbes. Deducting business bad debt, tax advisor bad debt. What losses can you deduct and how to report non? Nope, neither of those is it. I don't know which one it is, y'all. See, their bad debt deduction, the first thing that comes off, and I gotta click on this. Y'all just y'all just gotta bear with me for a moment. I gotta go here to see if this is it. Let's see. Non-business bad debt, you must know. This ain't talking about the court case. Yeah, see, the other one talked about a court case, ladies and gentlemen, where the guy took the non-business bad debt and he did it for a couple of $1 million, $9 million altogether. The IRS said, "No, we ain't giving you that money." And he's like, "Oh no, y'all gonna give me this money? We ain't giving you that money." He went back to court and he got his non-business bad debt. This is it right here. If a business owner loses money to an individual and the person cannot pay the loan, what happens? The business may be able to settle in court, blah blah blah. No, this is not it. I thought this was the one, but the other one is a court case and it's a website something like this, but it ain't this website. So give me a second. Give me I said give me a second. Let me put y'all on pause now. Y'all hold on now. Y'all ain't got to take this trip with me. Okay, before we go on, I just need you guys to understand accrual basis business taxpayers. The accrual method is what you need to do. Remember, I didn't get that from anybody else. I understood it. Okay, business entities that use the accrual method of accounting for tax purposes can generally deduct bad debt losses in the year the worthlessness was established or carry it forward. Oh, anyway, for example, blah, 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 blah. Accrual method, ladies and gentlemen. But remember, the IRS tax topic 453, it don't explain that to you. You have to figure it out for yourselves. So hold on now. We ain't finished, y'all. I gotta double click here to get this to, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents. This is not the article. Deducting business bad debt. This is the tax advisor. Deducting business bad debt. Just deducting business bad debt hyphen the tax advisor. It'll take you right here. This is one of the pages. It says something similar to the other page, but what happens is the courts have said there's a prong test. Prongs, there's a prong test. Prongs, yes, you got to do certain things in order to qualify for certain things, but however, there are technicalities. So here are the rules that you want to stay within. Okay? See? Taxpayers who can establish that he or she is in a trade or business of lending money normally can claim a business bad debt deduction for uncollected loans. That's if you're loaning money. But if you have an arbitration, you got an arbitration award and you mailed all the parties, and you got all the proof, you can write that junk off too. There's no limitations. There's no limitations. There's no limitations. Then you can sell your credits. Say what? To the people who owe debts so that they can discharge their debts, taxable debts. There are a lot of people out there who's got debts with the IRS and with the US government, but you gotta document the debt. You gotta document it. Gotta document it because they won't like you at first. But if you are a documenter, they loves you. Why? Because they can't get around you. They'd be like, oh God, here he comes again. Here he comes again. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, I can't find the article. Like I said, I ain't gonna take y'all through it because I want to take y'all through it, but the problem is this was a guy who went to tax court, and it could have been the blog. So let me click on the blog. The blog, is that coming out this year? Or is it coming out next year? I'm clicking on the blog because I think the blog might be it. Can't tell you for certain. Document your bad debt. I think this is it because that's what I told my people. See, I said you got to document your debt. I've been telling you I got to document. Documentation is everything. Document your debt. Remember, I just told you you got to document your debt. You got to document your debt. You document the debt. You write that junk off. This ain't the article. This ain't the one talking about the Ninth Circuit Court. But ladies and gentlemen, document your debt. Create a ledger. Document everything. Document. Okay? Document your debt. This might be it here. Okay? I think it might be, but I can't tell you for certain until I see the numbers in the middle of the paragraph. And this is too short to be it. So this ain't too short. This ain't it. So I won't be able to show it to you guys today. I was preparing to show it to you, but there's so much going on right now. I had to help get those documents out to our people because these people need help. And so I had to help these people. Is it all right with you guys if I help these people? So I don't know where the article is. I'm sorry, but all it was the tax court saying that the guy, the IRS says he can't do that, Your Honor, and the judge was saying yes he can because he was an Obama fan. Yes he can. That's what the judge said. So that's why I'm showing it to you. That's what I was going to tell you is that I was right. 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 It says you can do it, people. Do what they say you can do. Stop playing these games with them. Okay? All right. That's the first thing. I need y'all to do me a favor. We're going to travel. Where we're traveling to? Let me pull that down. This is a document that I created today. This document, it literally says subject matter, in rem, and personam jurisdiction challenge. Why? For those of you who are facing foreclosure, or am I going to put this up for you guys? No, this will be for our people in December. So no, this is not going up for you guys. The people who are already in foreclosure, this is going to be their document. I'm going to give you the idea of the document and you can work it out and create your own. Okay? You see, it's a basic document. Put the court information there, you put your information there, they put their information there, and you do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about, okay? Anyway, oh, you're so stupid. Your mama's stupid. We just talked about Sadie, so don't have me talking about your mama, because I'll do a whole video about her. All around the world, okay? Anyway, a federally related mortgage loan is
defined under 12 U.S.C. 26021 as a mortgage loan made by a lender whose deposits are insured by an agency of the federal government or the lender is regulated by such an agency. Aren't all lenders regulated? Like that's the FDIC.
So a federally related loan is defined under the code. Ladies and gentlemen, all of your loans are federally related loans. Wait, hold on. Did you not hear what I just said? All of your loans are federal related loans. That's why they have a HUD 1 form attached to it.
Say what?
That's why they have a HUD 1 form attached to it. That's why the Truth in Lending Act is associated with it. That's why you get a Truth in Lending Act statement. So, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. Student loans guaranteed by the government. Who would have thought it? A debtor obtained this student loan under the Guaranteed Student Loan Program. Wait a minute. Do y'all know that if a loan is guaranteed by the government, those of you who are going to be a part of the student loan program, we got your stuff coming up soon, so be patient with us. Those of you who have student loans, do you know that if they're guaranteed by the government, you guys are going to learn something in a minute, so just hold on, everybody. Everybody's going to learn the same thing. Do you not know that the government is the guarantor of that loan? They're the ones who are responsible to pay it, not you. And then the home loan program, you got the single family home loan guarantee program. Oh, snap. Okay, so this is one document that we're putting together. I'm not going to show you the whole thing because that's not what this is all about, but this is what I want y'all to pay attention to. Okay? Please take judicial knowledge of the following fact. All of our documents have to have that ordering the court to take judicial knowledge. You have to. In an action against the maker or against the endorser of a promissory note received by a holder as collateral security, the maker and endorser are entitled to interpose a defense goods against the payee where the principal obligation in which the holder received the note as collateral has been paid. That means they got to give you back your collateral. Well, we can prove it's been paid. You tendered the note, you tendered the collateral security. Just that simple. You tendered the collateral security. And this is what we're going to talk about. That they've already received payment. Doesn't matter if they haven't been following the law. They received payment. Now we got the one mode. This one right here, promissory note. Under this act is the collateral security. It's a non-recourse note and it's a non-recourse collateral. The borrower doesn't have to give up their collateral because the government volunteered to be surety. Hold on, we're going to show y'all that now. I want y'all to pay attention. This video ain't going to be much longer, but I promise you're going to like it. Okay, we don't care about no Excel. Oh, this is repossession. I was doing something with the cars.
Cars drive by with the booming system.
Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. All of your loans are guaranteed by the federal government. All of your loans are guaranteed by the federal government. So pay attention. As a general rule, a guarantee of payment of a note is an absolute undertaking that the borrower will pay the note when due. Pay attention. And that if the borrower fails to pay the note, like many of y'all, the guarantor, the person who guaranteed it, will pay, becoming immediately liable on the default of the principal. You're the principal, they're the liability. They accepted full liability. You have an insured loan because they've guaranteed it. That's what the guarantee is. That's your insurance. Every loan is guaranteed. Every loan is guaranteed. Every loan is guaranteed. Can you say it with me? Every loan is guaranteed. I need y'all to say it with me one more time. Every loan is guaranteed. Guaranteed. That's the bad debt. I gotta find it. Where's the number 2? No, your mama gotta go do number 2. Sorry, there's some people talking. I can hear them talking while I'm doing this video. That's right, I hear voices.
You hear voices? I see dead people. Do you see dead people too? I see dead people all the time. Every time I go on the street, they're all dead to me.
You are dead to me. Sorry, I apologize. Give me one.
Mama. think that boy got some problems. He over there talking to himself. He talking about people dead to him, and he see dead people, and he hear voices. You think we need to go get him an intervention? Okay, okay, I'm gonna leave him alone for now, cause you know how he is too, and he tired too. Oh yeah, you know how cranky he get.
Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. We have provided that any direct obligation, we have provided that any direct obligation, we have provided that any direct obligation of the United States or any notes. So let's read it correctly. We have provided that any notes, drafts, bills of exchange, and bankers' acceptances acquired by any Federal Reserve Bank may be deposited with the Treasury of the United States or with the Federal Reserve agent. And upon these securities, Federal Reserve notes may be issued. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to pay attention. It doesn't say the borrower has to pay anything. It says the borrower just has to deposit the note, the draft, the bill of exchange, because the United States government guarantees it. Now, wait, hold on. Let me make sure you understand what type of a guarantee this is. Upon these deposits with the Treasury of the United States of any notes, any Federal Reserve Bank making such a deposit in a manner prescribed by law shall be entitled to receive promissory notes in the forms of Federal Reserve notes. Then it says you, the Federal Reserve Board, may prescribe that any Federal Reserve Bank may make advances to any individual upon the promissory notes of such individuals. For what? For what? What they're looking for? Ladies and gentlemen, Federal Reserve notes being issued as a result. Credits, advancing them credits for 90 days. Why? Because they get to, hold on, got to give you all the low down, hold down, showdown. One more right here. Under the new law, the money is issued to the banks in return for government obligations, bills of exchange, drafts, notes. So the government has said, we got y'all. The money will be worth 100 cents on a dollar because it is backed by the credit of the nation. Why? Because the people said, give up the gold. The gold that is given up by 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 the people in the present crisis should be delivered to the government. The government has stood surety. They are the guarantors that your junk gonna get paid for. So look, ladies and gentlemen, the song I was just playing called Sadie by the Spinners, what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do y'all a favor. Those of y'all who are about to lose your home, because y'all gonna lose your home, okay? Because you don't have no defense. So we're gonna put this document up for you. This document is gonna be your defense. Proof that tendering value to the United States government in exchange for access to the aforementioned is a matter of factual conclusion of law. Gives supreme authority to the Treasury of the United States to impound all the gold of the United States in the hands of individuals. The gold that is given up by the people in the present crisis should be delivered to the government and should be used to issue additional money upon which the people will not have to pay any interest while it's in circulation. I believe, meaning you, that I'm being told that somehow I owe a debt that must be repaid despite the guarantees of my government. And believe me when I say emphatically that I pay my debts when lawfully owed. However, the remedial solution to any claim is first, have proof of claim come to appear in the record. It's supposed to be not have, but it's supposed to be has. I haven't proofread it yet, so it'll be up tomorrow. You guys will have I'll do a video telling you where it's located. Has proof of claim appeared in the record by authentication of that record. And oh, no, that's correct. It said the right thing. Sorry. This is the remedial solution. First, let's do it this way so that people get what's being said. Claim is first, solution to any claim, and we'll get rid of this is. First is to have proof of claim appear on the record via authentication of that record. Then
return that which was seized from my person and my family under common law right of offset to settle the account. Ladies and gentlemen, you took my gold. Hold on. The Treasury took my gold. So you took my gold, you took my family's gold, you took our inheritance, which I was supposed to survive off of, which is why I don't have any money. Give me back my gold, and I'll pay off the stupid loan. Or give me back my gold, keep the house. I'll go get another house. Whole lot more better than this one. That's what you're saying. The court, y'all want to take my home? Give me back my gold. If this body somehow makes the claim that it does not have the authority to do that, despite the law and the provisions of statute contained herein, then this body lacks proper jurisdictions either in rem, venue, and either in rem, it's supposed to be in the personam, the persons. They don't have no personam jurisdiction over the persons, and or subject matter jurisdiction over the actual subject, foreclosure. And thus, I must challenge the lack of jurisdiction and demand the court transfer this matter to a court having such jurisdiction to resolve this matter at equity. Because equity says equity must do what is just and right. The Federal Reserve Act, as amended, documents the borrower's obligation is satisfied upon tendering the collateral security to the local reserve agent, Federal Reserve agent, and when accompanied by the application, a promissory note after being delivered to the Federal Reserve agent, excuse me, has the duty and obligation to present it to the Federal Reserve. Okay, so I gotta go back, I gotta proofread this. So basically we're saying the promissory note after being delivered to the Federal Reserve agent who has, yeah, we'll get rid of that one, who has the duty and obligation to present it to the Federal Reserve, whom the law says assumes obligation, not the borrower. Pay attention. When such notes are issued against securities and obligations of the United States, the amounts of such notes shall be equal to the face value of the direct obligation of the United States so deposited as security. And when issued against the security of notes, drafts, bills of exchange, bankruptcy acceptances acquired under provisions of this act, the amount thereof shall be equal to not more than 90% of the estimated value of such notes, drafts, bills of exchange, bankruptcy acceptances. That's why I paid 10%. Your Honor. So deposited as securities. Such notes shall be obligations of the Federal Reserve Bank procuring the same, and shall be receivable at par in all parts of the United States for the same purposes as Federal Reserve national banknotes, and shall be redeemable in lawful money in the United States upon presentation to the United States Treasury or at the bank of issue. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm following the law. This is what the borrower was responsible for doing. The borrower didn't say nothing about the borrower having to pay on a promissory note. Pay attention. It says any note. Didn't say nothing about the borrower having to pay. But the promissory note says the borrower has to pay. No. The promissory note is the borrower promising to pay should the government not pay. Hold on now. Let's make sure. Remember, the government is the guarantor. And the government's the insurer of your loan. Watch this. The record shows evidence and proof that the collateral security was deposited with the local Federal Reserve agent along with the application as prescribed in statute. Once delivered to the local Federal Reserve agent and not timely dishonored, according to the above referenced statute and intent of Congress, became an obligation of the United States Federal Reserve and the Federal Reserve System as a medium of exchange, i.e. legal tender. Do you not know that your promissory notes are legal tender? It's a medium of exchange. Wait, you guys didn't know that your promissory notes are legal tender? Hold on, hold on now. Let me do this for you. Okay? Let me do this for you so you can see that your promissory notes are legal tender. Under the new law, the money is issued to the bank in return, medium of exchange, for government obligations, notes. The money is worth 100 cents on the dollar because it's dollar for dollar, the same as your promissory note. That's why the act says that the promissory note has to be for the exact amount, cannot be for a lesser amount.
You guys know that, right? You didn't read about your legal tender? Hold on. It says it right here. In no event shall such collateral security be less than the amount of Federal Reserve notes applied for. Has to be for the exact amount. It's dollar for dollar, people. I'm sorry. I know. You're getting excited. No, I ain't getting excited. I'm tired of having to repeat this over and over and over again. So again, it's a medium of exchange. It's legal tender. That's why it's exchange for Federal Reserve notes. It's legal tender. Now, so that I can remain in honor, please simply return the collateral security in its original form, unaltered. Give me back my promissory note, because that's what I gave. That was collateral security. That was legal tender. Give me back my promissory note. Notice what it says here. And they can have the house without objection. And I will deposit my collateral security directly to receive the funding thus applied for under the statutory provisions associated with the agreement between myself and the United States government. The United States government has entered into a contractual agreement for which they have accepted the terms by operation of statute and are bound by the provisions thereof. By their actions, by enacting the act, they have accepted the terms of the contract with me. You took my gold, now you must give me my consideration, my due consideration. Hold on now, we ain't finished. Please note that the provisions of law contained in the Congressional Record, the March 9, 1933 Act, the Federal Reserve Act, the several banking acts, the Presidential Proclamation 2039, each as amended to the present day, provides a means of relief, equitable relief. I'm going to put equitable. Let's put equitable here now before I forget. EQUABLE. Equatable relief. That is the Federal Reserve agent tendering the note to the Treasury or the Federal Reserve, whereby they would be entitled to payment for the full amount of that which was deposited. Well, let's make sure that's what it says. Section 401, the sixth paragraph of Section 18 of the Federal Reserve Act, as amended, is to read as follows. Upon deposit with the Treasury of the United States of any direct obligation of the United States or of any notes, this is prior to the Securities Act. So this any notes means any notes. Drafts, bills of exchange, and bankers' acceptances acquired under the provisions of this Act, the Federal Reserve Bank making such a deposit in a manner prescribed by the Secretary of the Treasury shall be entitled, they are entitled to receive from the comptroller of the currency notes, Federal Reserve notes. We have provided that any direct obligation of the United States, we are guarantors, or any notes acquired by the Federal Reserve Bank may be deposited with the Treasury of the United States or with the Federal Reserve agent. That's what we did, didn't we? And upon these securities, Federal Reserve, we got to get rid of this right here. So we're not supposed to have bank notes, because we don't do bank notes anymore. So we do da 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 dot dot dot. Okay.
It's friendship. It's the perfect friendship. La da 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 da. Tap tap tap.
Oh, that's Lucy and Ethel. Anyway, the issue of Federal Reserve notes may be for the entire amount of such securities. Now, in the case of deposits of notes, like I did, Federal Reserve banks may issue Federal Reserve notes to the amount of 90% of that which is applied for. Watch this. Of 90% of the value of such securities. 90%. Why 90%? Anybody know? Because, let me explain. Uh-oh, you ain't supposed to be moving. Get back over here. Get back. Stay up there and don't come back down no more. Ain't nobody told you to be coming downstairs. See, 90% of the value of such securities. Hold on now. Let's find out where the 90% come from. Y'all want to see where 90% come from? See, you got 90 days, not supposed to exceed 90 days. Now watch this. Watch this. Where? 90% of the estimated value of such notes, drafts, bills of exchange, bankers' acceptances deposited as securities. Such notes, your notes, shall be obligations of the Federal Reserve Bank. Hold on. I thought they said the borrower had the obligation. No, once you deposit it with the Federal Reserve, such notes
shall be obligations of the Federal Reserve Bank procuring the same, and shall be in the form prescribed by the Secretary of the Treasury, and shall be receivable at par. This is the law, people, that they are not following. So we're putting together a document saying, oh, y'all gonna follow this law, or y'all gonna give me back my money. Watch this. I followed the act as I followed it, so it's supposed to be ED. I followed the act as written. I deposited with the Treasury of the United States or with the Federal Reserve agent, and upon these securities, Federal Reserve notes may be issued. I quoted 1, 2, 3, da 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 da, tat tat tat. So either give me back my deposit unaltered, give me back my promissory note without any markings on it. Well, because here's the thing: you pay attention, everybody. If I deliver the promissory note on the promise to pay, then you can't monetize it and not credit the account, and there's nothing showing that you credited my account. So give me back my promissory note and take the house. No, you can have the house. Give me back my promissory note and take the house. But the promissory note had better be unaltered. There better not be one marking on there that wasn't on the original. Better not be no promise to pay other than my original promise to pay. So give me back my promissory note in its unaltered state. If you can't do that, then we have no medium of exchange. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, let me explain something to you. If you come to me and ask me to purchase something, and I say, okay, and we come to an agreement, and I say, okay, I'll give it to you for this amount, and you say, okay, here you go. And I say, thank you. Here you go. And we just had a medium of exchange. We just bartered. Okay, however, you say, hey, man, this thing didn't work. This is a piece of crap. I want my money back. You know what? I issue refunds. You want your money back? You can have your money back. Give me. Oh, really? No, the reason why it didn't work is because you forgot to turn it on. Look, it's working right now. Oh, you still want your money back? Okay. All right, there's your money. What? Wait, is that a scratch? No, no, no. Hold on. It wasn't scratch when I gave it to you. No, no, wasn't scratch when I gave it to you. So you're gonna have to compensate me for that scratch because I can't sell it like this brand new. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. You ain't supposed to be scratching my stuff. Give me some money. Okay, that's what you're saying to the bank when they scratch your promissory note by scratching, scribbling writings on it. They don't have the authority to do that. They're the holder of the note. They're supposed to hold it in safekeeping. Not supposed to be tearing it up. It's called a promissory note. That thing has value. Why does it have value? May, Maybe you'll understand it better this way, ladies and gentlemen. Why does the promissory note have value? Because it's money, people. Come on now. If the promissory note had no value, then you wouldn't be able to use it to get Federal Reserve notes. They know the promissory note has value. You just have to understand your promissory notes have value. And if your promissory notes have value, you take the house, give me back my promissory note. You can't take the house and keep the promissory note. That's why when you pay off the loan, they have to surrender the promissory note. They're supposed to give you back that which you gave them because they're only holding it. It doesn't belong to them. Stop listening to the courts. So, again, I will complete this document tomorrow while I'm working on the other documents, and I will put this online for you guys. I will put the link underneath this video. It will be there by Monday. I cannot promise I'm going to be able to get finished tomorrow because this has been greater than 12 hours I've been sitting in front of this computer. I am tired. If you can't hear my voice cracking, that's because you won't crack yourself. Okay? But I've been sitting here all day and I've been dealing with an individual who I tried to do a consult with. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy was, every time I said something, he was questioning it. Every single time I made a statement, oh, are you trying to say this? Are you trying to say that? Ladies and gentlemen, I have never been that upset with a person in the last 15 years of my life than this person has tried to push every single button of mine. I had to do his consult in absentia. I gave him so many opportunities. I even told him, I said, hey, stop. This is my time. I said, for the next hour and 15 minutes, I told him hour and 30 because I give you guys an hour and 45 minutes. Give the person the first 15 minutes to talk, and then at the end, you guys heard the consults, how they go. I said, so let me do my job. And he kept interrupting me. So I said, mute yourself. And as I tell him to mute himself, he unmutes himself. And he keeps unmuting himself. And while I'm doing the consult, he calls me on my cell phone while I'm doing the consult. He calls me from Skype. He calls me from his cell phone. Then I block his number. So he calls me from other numbers he has access to. So I had to block those numbers too. He has called me at least 12 times today. When I tell him, go watch the video, then get my attention, I watch the video. He thinks that I'm supposed to put my life on hold just to talk to him. I know the person's needy. I know he's entitled. He thinks the world should revolve around him. Although he won't say this out loud, his attitude and conduct determines that. But I gave him everything he asked for. Even gave him all of the steps he needed to take in order to accomplish what he said he needed to do. And one of his matters is very serious. There are certain things that he must do now. If he doesn't do it, he's going to lose. And I told him, I even showed him where the courts have said the exact same thing. I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. I don't care. My job is to give you options. So if you're not going to do it, then let me finish. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That's what that person put me through. Now, I'm getting ready to go to sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to show you guys that not only is your promissory note legal tender once the bank accepts it in exchange for Federal Reserve notes, it becomes legal tender. They accept it, and in return for Federal Reserve notes, that means it's dollar for dollar, legal tender. And so that's what we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to go at them for legal tender. Remember, as long as the government guarantees the loan, then the government is responsible for repayment, not you. The obligation of a guarantor of an SBA note is absolute and unconditional. So it's not your obligation, ladies and gentlemen. It's the government's obligation. The absolute guarantee generally takes the form of a promise to pay the debt at maturity if not paid by the principal debtor. The government is supposed to pay that. You're not supposed to be losing your home under any circumstances. You all need to know this. All home loans are guaranteed by the government because what did Congress say? Congress said right here, not here. That's they talk about entitlements there, but we have provided that any notes acquired by the Federal Reserve Bank may be deposited with the Treasury or with the local Federal Reserve agent, and upon these deposits of these security deposits, Federal Reserve notes may be issued. Ladies and gentlemen, I keep trying to point it out to you. So now we've created the documents, documenting everything you've heard me say and then some, so that they can't kill everything. Because you know how they like to kill everything, but we can't put everything all in one document, because you put everything all in one document, and they will say you're doing a hodgepodge. No, you're going to ignore me, then make a ruling on each one of my petitions, every single one of them. There's so much we're doing, but I can't explain everything to you guys right here. What I can do is say we're working with the people whom signed up, and we're going to do right by them, because you see the amount of energy that's being expended just to make sure that the documents are correct and the information is correct and that the arguments are correct. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta go. You hear that beeping right there? That's the small system. It's gonna take me offline now. I was supposed to hang up anyway, but I'm getting ready to turn that one off. That's the small system, and I've been on it all day. I've been on it for the last 14 hours, and that's why it's crying. You hear it? Beep, like a little bird or something. Cheep, cheep, chirp, chirp. All right. So that's the information we were going to provide you guys. The main system is doing okay. Got the freezers and everything on right now. And so that system is the one that this computer and the, what do you call it, camera system is on. So I'm just going to bring them to the current system, which has got a full charge on it. All right, y'all take care. Oh, by the way, we did get the solar system thing taken care of. So everything is working the way it should be. I just let this system drain because I've been using it all day. This Mac computer plus all the other components, the TV and everything that I use as a monitor, everything is hooked to it. And so I've been using some energy. Hey, y'all take care. Have a Coke and a smile. We'll see y'all. Goodbye. Early one Sunday morning.